Hi, now we will see piping model. We will go to application and we click on piping application. Once clicking on piping application, we will see the menu has been changed. Piping menu will appear. Now we have option create and modify. Now we need to create the piping. So we will go to this site. Under the site there is a zone. Under this zone we will say create pipe. Now we will give the pipe name. And we will select the piping spec. And after selecting piping spec, we will provide information like insulation, tracing, temperature, pressure, and so on. So we will select the insulation. For example, we will select E type insulation. If we require tracing, we will select the tracing. Now we will set the temperature of the pipe and pressure of the pipe. We will say apply. Once we say apply, this form will appear. In this, if you see, there is two options for branch head and branch tail. Now suppose if I want to create the pipe from this nozzle, I will say, and this is my starting point. So I will select identify element or pick item to connect. I will select this nozzle. It is saying identify element to connect to. So I will select this item and we will see our component has been fall automatically like cascade and flange. Now we will do the piping step by step and we will not connect branch tail. We will just leave it as it is. Now we will go for component creation form. See, create component. Once we click this, component form will be appearing. In this form, we have option of creating components like flange, elbow, T, reducer, PCOM, ATA, instrument, band, etc. etc. Now I will create elbow. I will select the flange and I will say elbow. Once I select this option elbow, we will have option over here 90-degree elbow, 90-degree elbow with for support and 45-degree elbow. So I will select 90-degree elbow, normal elbow, and I will say create. Now, if you see, elbow has been created, but it is the direction is towards the north. So I will rotate the elbow towards east. So I will go to modify and I will say east. In this manner, elbow has been rotated. Once elbow rotated, we will again go to select and we say create 90-degree elbow and we will create the button. Select create button 90-degree. This option has to be closed out. If we keep this option on and if we provide, for example, a flange, the pair of flange will fall. So we will remove this. In future, I will show what is the use of it. Now I will move this elbow towards its direction. We will go to modify. If you see this, there is a button. It shows distance and it shows clearance. So clearance means between two fittings, how much clearance we required, like a spool. And distance means from center of this elbow to this elbow, how much distance we required. Now if I say distance between this two elbow, 500 or 600, and see the elbow has been moved toward east. And if we measure, go to home, select measure tool, you will find, and we will say from element to element, and we will select this elbow and this elbow. So in distance, once we give 600, it create spool, sorry, it moves the elbow maintaining the distance of 600 between fittings. Now I want to rotate this elbow 45-degree down. So again I will go to modify and select this and I will say rotate. Now if we see this 45-degree, just click here and I will say save work. Now I want to create elbow 45-degree. So I will again come here to select option and I will select elbow 45-degree and I will say create component. Now I want this elbow direction towards down. So again, now there is in E3D there is an option through command line also we can work. So now I will use command line. Now I want this elbow direction down. So I will type DIRD. It's down. Now I want to maintain this distance between these two elbow of 300. So I will type distance 300. See, elbow has been moved 300 mm. Now again, I need now we will I will show you how to create the component through command line. So now I will type in command window new elbow to all. This form will appear and I will say 90-degree elbow. Okay. And then I will type connect. Now I want to move this elbow down. So I will type in command line BOP 100 onto ID at the rate, and I will now it is asking me identify element. Now I will select this element structure member. Now my elbow has been moved at this distance. Okay. Now again I need if I want to move this now we see that there is a clash. So now what we will do, we will move this elbow towards east little bit by east 150. Okay. Now as we move this elbow, now we have to locate this elbow again. So in command line we will type next through CE, and again we will type or double click on command line same command and press enter. Now you will see the clash has been resolved physically. Okay. Now again we need to provide elbow. So I will go double click this command and press enter. I will select the 90-degree elbow and I will say connect. Okay. Now I want to move this elbow to this member. So I will say through ID at the rate and I will select the member. Now I want to move further towards east by north 300 mm. I will type by north 300. Okay. Now I want to change the direction of this elbow. It's moving downward. So I will type direction down. Then again I will add new elbow and I will say connect. Select the 90-degree elbow and say connect. You see it is towards north direction. One thing to be remembered in PDMS or E3D, every component has a P point, P1 and P2. So if I want to rotate my elbow or if I want to change the direction, we are specifying that P2 or leave or P1 arrive to be changed. So right now we are giving the direction. Now we want to move in east direction. So I will type direction east, and I will say POP 100 onto ID at the rate. I will say save work. In interval we have to go for saving the work. Now I want wall on this position nearly. So I will show you through this piping component. Now first I will say flange, and I will select the weld neck flange and say create. Now we see the pair of flange has been created. Now we want wall between. So I will delete this flange. Right now I don't require flange. I need wall. So I will come here and I will select the wall. In this wall we have options like ball wall, globe wall, gate wall, check wall. For example, I need check wall. I will provide the check wall and I will say create. Check wall will create over here with the flange. Now suppose I want to move this complete set towards east. So I will come here. In home there is an option model editor. Okay. Now I will select. See, the component has been moved. Now I will again say create elbow 90-degree, create, and I will say now I want to move this elbow from that location to this location. So I will say modify and I will select position through this. it has been moved. Now I want to move it more further 300 mm. So I will in command line by east 300 direction down. Then again I will say new elbow and say change the direction towards south and say BOP. So by this command, it is maintaining the BOP of elbow or complete pipe 100 mm from the structure. Just select this model. It will maintain BOP 100 mm. How to, now we will confirm it. I will go select measure just to show you. Here I will select graphic. I will select this point, this point. See 100 mm. So by this command, it will maintain the BOP of 100 mm. Now again I will create flange. I will select the flange, select flange and say create. Now I want to move this flange towards south. So I will go to modify and say select. I will select this structure. By south 300, then I will, now the we need to move to this location. So I will say next connect, next connect. Suppose after this cascade, we need some wall. So we will go here in wall, and I will say ball wall, and I will say create. Say so ball wall has been created with this. I will remove this flange, delete. I will delete this flange also. Now I will add blind, flange, wall, cascade. Select the blind. Sorry. Now we have finished our pipe routing. Now we want to end the pipe routing. So we will go to branch and we will say branch tail connect to last member. See, the branch has been closed now. Now we will save the work and we will say yes. Now, if we want to do data consistency check, we'll click here for piping current element. We'll say here piping. Okay, and we will type here, select here, check. Now it is showing that some problem is there, but this is for insulation, so we can neglect the insulation problem. And this is SPREF problem for catalog. It is saying is not same as type of design, so we can neglect it right now. This is the way we can do the consistency check for the piping. Thank you.